Thank you for tuning in for the Consumer Snapshot for December 2012. I'm Pam Goodfellow, Consumer Insights Director at Big Insight. Today, we'll be taking a quick look at the latest insights on consumer confidence, practical spending, as well as other highlights for the month of December, including employment predictions and financial plans. This month, we have to ask if the fiscal cliff is at least partly to blame for deflated confidence in December. After reaching a 5-year high in November, confidence backed down 2 points this month to a current 37.6%. And as you can see, this month's reading is a solid 10 points above what we saw a year ago. But remember, last year's debt crisis dealt a crushing blow to confidence, which didn't begin to improve until the new year. A look at confidence readings over the years gives us some idea of consumers' current mindsets during the holiday season, which is definitely the focus of retailers right now. Despite its decline, this month's reading is the highest December figure recorded since December 2007. So, consumers are feeling better about the economy compared to those recession-riddled years, but I'd call this optimism cautious at best. It's a precarious balance between hoping the economy will make some marked improvement and worrying about what might come next, a fall from the fiscal cliff, and what about unemployment? So let's take a look at employment concerns. Here, consumers are predicting whether there will be more, the same, or fewer layoffs over the next 6 months than at present, and we've overlaid this graphic with the corresponding month's U.S. unemployment rate. While the official rate of unemployment in the U.S. has declined to 7.7% in November, this doesn't seem to be the hiring miracle consumers were hoping to see this season. While the unemployment rate has declined, those anticipating more layoffs in orange has risen from November as well as December 2010 and 2011. Currently, nearly a third is predicting more layoffs over the next 6 months, up 45% from November. Of course, we know that the unemployment measure is far from perfect. While it doesn't factor in those underemployed, it also doesn't account for the shrinking workforce, so employment predictions among consumers may be more of a gut instinct. If they fear for their own job loss, see a friend or neighbor struggle to find employment, or talk to a college-educated cashier at a fast food restaurant, those things may weigh in more heavily on their outlook for the job market rather than a government indicator. And all of these things can weigh in on and factor into confidence in how these shoppers plan to spend. And speaking of spending, practicality may be pulling at the purse strings this month. After the Black Friday weekend and Cyber Monday buying bonanza, consumers' penchant for practicality rises in December. So too does shoppers focus on needs rather than wants when at the store. Now, it's not uncommon to see these indicators increase from November to December, but these are steeper climbs than we typically see. Practicality rose 5 points month over month, while focus on needs increased 3.5 points. Additionally, current percentages are elevated from what we saw during the past 2 holiday seasons. So it appears that consumers may be gearing up to focus on their finances headed into the new year. Now, along with trimming the tree this month, consumers may also be trimming their budgets. Consumers' top financial plans over the next 3 months have become increasingly conservative compared to last month as well as the past 2 December readings. Now, about a third plans to pay down debt. Nearly as many intend to decrease overall spending, while 1 in 4 is aiming to increase savings. But let's take a look at these numbers with some perspective. This chart illustrates the financial pullback we're seeing among consumers this month. Not only have consumers become more conservative compared to November, but also compared to the past 2 holiday seasons. For instance, plans to decrease spending have increased 12% over December 2010. And it's that fourth indicator, paying with cash more often, that consumers aren't leaning on quite so hard. So it appears that more consumers may be relying on credit in 2012 to finish up their holiday shopping. And for more on how shoppers are budgeting for holiday spending, check out our recent post on Forbes.com, the 10 characteristics of layaway shoppers. The link will be live in the downloadable version of this presentation. Now let's take a look at more of what we're seeing in December. Buying generics, comparative shopping, and couponing are up from November as consumers continue to cope with gas prices. And speaking of the pain at the pump, gas prices are expected at $3 62 cents per gallon on average at the close of the year, which is barely even with the predictions for the end of November. Walmart and Kohl's are a toss-up in women's clothing this month, though the big discounter came out ahead of Toys R Us in toys and Payless in shoes. Amazon is certainly one to watch in electronics, as the world's largest online retailer climbs to a personal best for customer share in this category this month. And after a relatively upbeat November, the 90-day outlook looks downright frosty this month, with consumers taking a downward approach to spending month over month and year over year. High-dollar spending plans look pretty frozen in December too, so you better get your wish list into Santa if you haven't done so already. And finally, do you hear what I hear? That's not 8 tiny reindeer up on the housetop, but the soft sounds of mouse clicks, bringing joy to all those good little girls and boys. Holiday shopping online is what's hot this month, followed by holiday shopping in stores and New Year's Eve parties. Now, for more on our insights for December, please check out the new Consumer Snapshot Insight Center. In this Insight Center, we are granting you complimentary advanced access to our newest insights. These insights are interactive, meaning that you can segment questions like consumer confidence, spending plans, and employment sentiment by several key demographic groups. And then you can also download this month's PowerPoint analysis or text summary from this Insight Center. And all you have to do is click on the red button below to register and log into this complimentary Insight Center. And if you are viewing this video from an embedded link, head over to consumersnapshot.com to access these insights. Thanks for watching.